You know, we hear about the AI revolution all the time. But if you look past the chatbots and the cool image generators, you'll see something much, much bigger happening. AI is literally redrawing the map of global power. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how.
So what's fueling this massive global power struggle? Well, it really all starts with this one number. According to economists at Goldman Sachs, generative AI could boost the entire global economy by 7%. That's not just an update, that's an economic earthquake.
And to put that in perspective for you, that's almost $7 trillion in new value. A whole new economic reality is up for grabs, and believe me, the race to control it has already started. All right, so here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with the economic gold rush, then we'll dive right into the US versus China chip war. After that, we're going to uncover the hidden energy cost, look at the huge transformation in jobs, expose the bias hiding in the machine, and then tie it all together to show you how this has become a brand new global power game. Okay, first up, let's talk about the money. Because this isn't just about a few new tech companies popping up. No. This is about fundamentally re-engineering the very engine of the entire global economy.
But it's not just about the overall GDP. The research from Goldman Sachs shows that AI could boost productivity growth by 1.5 percentage points. Now, to an economist, that's like breaking the sound barrier. It's a kind of leap forward we just haven't seen in decades.
So whenever there's a $7 trillion prize sitting on the table, a global competition is pretty much inevitable. And the main battlefield for this new kind of Cold War, it's being fought over one tiny thing, the advanced chips that actually power AI.
This, right here, is the heart of the rivalry. On one side, you've got the United States, which has this massive lead in what we call compute. That's basically the raw brain power from designing and making the world's most advanced AI chips. And on the other side, you have China, this industrial colossus with unbelievable manufacturing scale, and it is determined to close that gap.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Rush Doshi over at the Council on Foreign Relations puts it perfectly. He says, in a world where China is catching up almost everywhere else, this compute advantage is America's one singular ace in the hole. It's the engine driving this entire revolution.
But here's the big twist. Having the best chips, it's not enough. There's a huge physical problem that most people just completely overlook: energy. AI is incredibly thirsty for power.
Just let that sink in for a second. We think of AI as something that's kind of weightless, living up in the cloud. But the reality is very physical. It lives in these enormous, power-guzzling data centers. And the scale of that hunger is just staggering.
To make it real for you, a single large AI data center can use the same amount of electricity as 100,000 homes. This isn't just some side issue. It's a fundamental barrier to scaling AI across the globe.
And this brings us right back to the geopolitical game. Remember China's industrial might? Well, that includes generating power. China already produces more than double the electricity of the United States. In a race that runs on energy, that's a massive head start.
So we've got this massive geopolitical race happening. But how does all this actually affect us, you and me? Well, it comes down to our jobs. The big question isn't just, is a robot going to take my job? The reality is so much more transformative than that. So according to Goldman Sachs, up to 300 million full-time jobs around the world could be affected by AI automation. But listen, affected doesn't automatically mean disappear. It means change, big change.
And here's where it gets really counterintuitive. For decades, we all figured that automation was a threat to manual labor, right? But this data from McKinsey completely flips that script. The biggest impact of generative AI isn't going to be on the factory floor. It's on jobs that require college degrees, master's degrees, and even PhDs.
And the reason why is a total game changer. See, AI is moving past just automating physical tasks. It's now taking on really complex cognitive work. Things like applying deep expertise, making tough decisions, and even managing how people collaborate. This is changing the very definition of what a knowledge worker even is.
But as we start to weave AI into our economy and into our daily lives, we're bumping up against another hidden cost. These AI models, they learn from the vast, messy, and often biased data that we humans have created. And they can reflect and even amplify our worst prejudices. This quote from researchers at Stanford is frankly chilling. They went into their study expecting to find bias in AI models, but they were, and these are their words, shocked at the magnitude of it. In some cases, it was 1,000 times worse than they had ever imagined.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. The researchers found really clear patterns of harm. You've got erasure, where entire groups like indigenous peoples are just invisible. You've got subordination, where characters are constantly locked into these roles of needing help. And you have blatant stereotypes, like the white savior trope. We are literally coding our worst societal baggage into the foundation of our future. Okay, so let's pull all of these different threads together. You have the economic prize, the chip war, the energy race, the workforce transformation, and all these social risks. This isn't just a tech story anymore, not even close.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. Winning the AI race isn't about having the single smartest algorithm. It's about having the industrial might, the energy grid, and the national will to deploy it at a massive scale. This is a competition between entire countries, not just a couple of companies.
Which brings us to what might be the central question of our time. Who is it going to be? Will it be the United States, with its singular advantage in chip design and all its leading AI firms? Or will it be China, with its industrial power, its energy advantage, and its incredible speed of implementation?
Because in the end, AI isn't just another app on your phone. It is the foundational infrastructure for the next 100 years. The nation that masters this technology won't just lead the global economy, it will get to write the rules for the future. The great game has begun.